Good morning to all, ladies and gentlemen. This is another hard blow, very, very hard for Ukraine, but especially for Europe. A truly hard blow. Europe and Ukraine did not expect such a decision to materialize from Donald Trump, the American president. This famous American president who came to power since January 2025 is turning everything upside down, mixing everything up. And he has no regrets, at least for now, regarding all the actions he is taking. President Volodymyr Zelensky does not understand at all. The president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, does not understand. The Europeans as a whole do not really understand the reason, the why of this decision, this new decision by Donald Trump. Since, after having hit Europe with exorbitant tariffs, as if all that were not enough, Donald Trump now demands the withdrawal of American troops from the ground. In Europe, and around Ukraine, of course, what should already be noted is that since 2022, when the conflict occurred on the side of Ukraine, America has sent soldiers in Europe who are stationed all over. And these soldiers are there as a vanguard to secure Europe, since part of Europe is in conflict with Russia, meaning Ukraine is in conflict with Russia. So, a security umbrella has been deployed on European soil. Now, these are the troops that Donald Trump wants to completely withdraw. When he newly came to power, he brandished it as a threat. The Europeans said, no, that can never happen. Since, first of all, the conflict has not yet ended. The Russo-Ukrainian conflict has not yet ended, but also and above all, one of the problems is that Europe does not have security guarantees. Europe cannot take care of itself in terms of security. So, Europe could not believe that Donald Trump could make such a decision. So, in recent days, in the last 24 hours, senior American officials have confirmed Donald Trump's demands, and that the procedure was underway for the effective withdrawal of American soldiers from these very sensitive areas of Europe. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, in the context of this video conference, this is of course what we are going to discuss. But before continuing, I ask you to share the video conference as much as possible. Put enough heart into it, and above all, don't forget to click on subscribe for all those who haven't subscribed yet. Let's dive into the depths. So, according to official information, America is taking a giant step towards the withdrawal of 10,000 American soldiers from Eastern Europe. 10,000 American soldiers in Eastern Europe. So, these are officials from the US Department of Defense who are currently studying the possibility of withdrawing 10,000 American soldiers stationed in Eastern Europe. The statement was made on April 8th on NBC News. A decision that could provoke a strong concern regarding a strong reaction. Concern from the countries involved, neighboring countries, countries that are close to Russia. So, according to the information we are receiving, in 2022, America had deployed 20,000 soldiers. And these 20,000 soldiers who had been deployed were to secure Ukraine, secure Europe, to prevent some flames, if we can put it that way, or some blades, Russian missiles that should fall in Ukraine from falling on them, or that by some extraordinary chance, Russia expanding might be tempted to extend the conflict to other European soils. So that's why America had deployed 20,000 soldiers. Today, Donald Trump demands the withdrawal of half, because Donald Trump does not want to continue paying dearly for Europe. He said, Donald Trump said it very recently, he was very clear. He says, every year we pay a lot of money. First, to ensure Europe's security, we pay a lot of money for NATO. In any case, all of this is good. This is one of the reasons why Donald Trump decided to strike at the highest level. How shall we say? That Europe with its tariffs. So, this time, it's half of this troop. Since if half of this American troop returns to the United States of America, it means less expenses for the United States of America. When the presence of this troop on European soil is very costly, they have to pay their bonuses, etc. So, they are studying this aspect. But it is a demand from Donald Trump to reduce this troop. So, what needs to be said at this level? And so, the 20,000 soldiers deployed in 2022 had been redeployed from other bases in Europe, or sent from the United States. So, out of a total of 80,000, according to NBC News, they are at a total of 80,000. But the actual number, that was there at the beginning was 20,000. So that was the official number sent. Afterwards, they made redeployments. So in total, it's 80,000 American soldiers. So for the moment, their numbers are still under discussion. There you go. The exact figure on their numbers is still under discussion. But the proposal could involve the withdrawal of up to half of the forces sent. So, whether it's 20,000 American soldiers sent overall, or overall 80,000, regarding the number, there are already discussions. But I know that half remains. That America wants to withdraw. So, here's what becomes a nightmare. A nightmare that becomes a reality for the Eastern countries. So, this hypothesis of a withdrawal of American military from Europe is a major concern for many countries of the old continent, the European continent. They fear, obviously, even discussing this topic, because they no longer see themselves as secure without the United States of America. So, you can already see, while Donald Trump is trying to negotiate with Russia for peace to return, Europe is provoking the continuation of the conflict. Europe is provoking the continuation of the conflict. And while it continues to populate, while it provokes, I would say, the continuation of the conflict, what is America doing? America is going behind the scenes to demand the withdrawal of its troops in Europe. Since they want the continuation of the conflict, they just have to take care of it themselves. So what makes the task very difficult for the Europeans? In any case, the Europeans don't even want to address this topic. But for the moment, it's under discussion. It's the US Department of Defense that is currently studying the withdrawal of this route. We will see what results from it. We will continue to follow. In any case, the situation is going from bad to worse. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that was the highlight of international news. Thank you for sharing it as much as possible. I will get back to you shortly with more news. This was the voice of your one and only samurai.